Hi, I'm Jeremy Siegel. I bet at some point in your life you have texted someone and are thus aware what nearly instantaneous communication of information feels like. However, do you know the history of it? Well, if not, then this is the video for you. Now, the first example of electronic texting is technically the electric telegraph, first invented in 1816 by English inventor Francis Ronalds. The device used electric wires in order to send a series of dots and dashes over long distances, which were then decoded and enjoyed. Following this was a teleprinter, which used a more complete typing keyboard, and was later outdone by the telephone, which would help lay down the wire needed for Ray Tomlinson to send messages from computer to computer over the 1971 ARPANET with his invention, email. That said, it was not until December 3rd, 1992 that the first official SMS test message was sent from Neil Papworth's computer to his friend Richard Jarvis's cell phone with the message, Merry Christmas. After this, there was a technological arms race as companies spent billions to build networks to send messages on, while others worked to manufacture cell phones containing keyboards so that someone like Jarvis could actually respond to his friend's premature merriment making. Thanks to this, the popularity of texting soon boomed, although it was not without certain limitations. For one, most cell phones had a somewhat cramped keyboard, with every letter being forced to share a button with the number and several other letters, forcing the user to have to press the same button multiple times in order to type a single letter or number. Because of this and a strict 160 character limit for messages, texting began to take on a language of its own, popularizing new abbreviations and acronyms such as LOL, SMH, or IDK. Additionally, in languages like Greek or Polish, many words were forced to be spelled differently, as there was not enough room on the keyboard to display all the diacritics normally used. And in languages with thousands of characters, like Chinese, many sentences were expressed with similar sounding numbers instead, such as the number 520 replacing I love you. Hey, that's my area code. Please don't stalk me. Luckily, most of these issues would be solved thanks to two inventions from American inventor Cliff Kushler. The first of which was T9, a piece of software that predicted what words you were going to type as you type them, and was essential to the success of the second invention, Swipe, which allowed the user to swipe their finger across their touchscreen instead of being forced to jab it at the screen repeatedly as though they were trying to give their fingertips CTE. These inventions help make texting even more popular, and today it is the most commonly preferred method of communication for both adults and teenagers alike. Which is at least somewhat concerning, as many would say that texting causes people to become entitled and expectant when it comes to receiving attention and immediate responses from others. Although, on the other hand, it is nice for people like me to not have to worry about their face or voice or hands are doing while talking, while simultaneously reading other people's respective body parts for the same subtle signals indicating intent, level of interest, and who knows what else. That said, does not make it easy to do successfully. Like, recently, I was texting this woman on Facebook Messenger, which, like WhatsApp, is a recent invention that, although technically not SMS text messaging, is basically the same thing. And as we were getting to know each other, I asked her, "What is that you are?" To which she responded, IDK, short for I don't know. Which, makes sense, as I also have no clue what my message means, and I'm the one who sent it. Now, I think that what I meant to ask her was, what is it that you are? Which is my terrible way of asking, what do you do for a living? But instead, I accidentally opened up an existential pit trap upon the poor person, and I cannot apologize enough for it. Or at all, really, as I don't wish to remind the person of the awkward exchange. And because I don't see them in person, the issue is not forced to resolve. And in the end, it's a dilemma that is mostly just me, staring at a screen, doing nothing. And that's the history of texting. I'm Jeremy Siegel. Thanks for watching.